What the heck was that? There it is again. So yeah, I saw a Pokemon video on YouTube and that they used a wheel to decide what Pokemon they were going to draft. So I wanted to do that in one of the leagues. So when the SDA High Tier Tera League came around, I knew I kind of wanted to do something similar. So I did exactly just that. But instead of using a wheel to decide exactly what I was going to draft, I would use the wheel and get 9 of my best PokeTuber friends to actually choose my team for me. Now I said 9 because this is a 10-mon league, so 9 other PokeTubers plus me, that's 10 mons entirely. Obviously this was an amazing project that I actually can't believe we got everybody to actually hear and pick one, and they were all available, so I'd like to thank all of them, and I'll thank them again once they actually do their pick. But now, I think it's time we let the wheel decide who actually gets which position. So, I'll roll that footage now. We will be using to decide which coach goes first. I have all of the people here, and I have 3 picks myself because I got 7 coaches. Oh my god. There is no way this guy's first. Oh gosh. This guy's first? Okay. You guys know Mariofan. He was part of my 2-hour-long SPDA season 5. Wow, I get 2nd pick. Okay. I'll take a 2nd pick. Yeah, I'll take a 2nd pick. Honestly, that works. We'll take a 2nd pick. I was also Leafeon 1 that 1 second, so do we get Leafeon 2? It's Josh, NerdJosh25. Again, all of the YouTubers who helped me will obviously be in the description. Please check them out. These guys are super cool guys, and I'm sure they'd all appreciate some extra love. Okay, I get an interesting pick. I get a 4th pick, I think. This will be number 4. Interesting. Oscur. Okay, so Oscur is interesting because I know he teased of what he would give me in DMs when I was setting up the entire project, so we'll see if he sticks true to his word. And Zach with another middle of the pack pick. Not bad. We should have still considerable amount of points, but maybe not too many choices because this is a pretty big draft league. We have 16 coaches here, I'm pretty sure. So not sure he's gonna get what he wants. Bulbastorm is up next. Cool dude. I only met him recently, but honestly, chill guy. All of these are chill guys. So out of the last 3 picks, I am one of them. Zell is one of them. Twisted is one of them, and I am one of them. And speak of Twisted, here he is. Getting the 8th pick. So we're kind of in the bottom, but I get one of them. Sorry, Zell. You can have your Weedle. Take your Weedle and hold that. And I get the last pick. Okay, I think that's suitable. So I get my last 2 picks if they haven't spent enough points. But yeah, that is the order. So the order is as follows. And yeah, I'm super excited to see what this guy's pick. I do have a 2nd pick. I have a 4th pick, so I should be able to get one of the Tera captains I probably want at this rate. I'll definitely be able to get one of my Tera captains. I think I was looking at for league, but Mariofan is first, so I wonder what he's going to first pick overall. Knowing this guy, well, the less said about this guy, the better. You guys have seen how he is. Maybe not. He's a cool guy. I'm just joking. So yeah, we're going to see what we get, and hopefully Mario does me a good fan. Good. Hopefully he does me a good. Okay, now everybody, including you guys, knows when they're going to be drafting, and that'll be the order I will be using to reveal the mons they picked for me. And I also decided on the 4 rules of this challenge. Number 1, all Pokemon in battle will be nicknamed by the person, or at least by their YouTube handle, by the person who drafted it for me. So, for example, if the first pick Mariofan didn't come up with a nickname, which he did, and you'll see, and he did, and it will be nicknamed by him. If he didn't, I'll just put it as Mariofan. So, just to say thanks for their participation in this entire thing. I have to bring each Pokemon at least once in the season, just so nobody gets left out, right? The players will be able to draft my Tera captains as it came up to them, so first pick once a pick. If it's even available, they can pick whatever. And they must still fulfill the rules of the draft league, such as having the required number of Pokemon. So the top few guys can't draft, 500 points worth of it. That's not possible, but just an example. And yeah, that's basically it. As long as the players have fun in choosing what I get to draft them and they, you know, don't ruin it for anybody else, this will be a good time for me and for them. So let's actually decide what they actually picked when it came to them to pick. So Mariofan, with my first pick, he picks Palafin. And I really like this first pick, not because it's a Palafin. I've used this once, I was pretty impressed by it, and just because of the versatility of the sets. And I think that's going to be a common theme throughout this entire draft, in which I get a lot of mons that are useful where I can use a lot of things with them. So he picks Palafin, and this is really amazing because it allows my draft to, maybe if the rest of the guys who are going to pick next want to pick rain, it can definitely work, and it works with almost any weather. So if anybody is deciding to sabotage me with like sun, it could still work, right? It's strong enough to still work. This mon really speaks for itself. Everybody who's played draft knows how good this thing is. But for those who don't, it's really, all you really need to know is that it can run a lot of different moves. It can run, you know, the Wave Crash Banded. It can run Bulk Up. It has Bulk Up, Drain Punch, and Jet Punch, which are basically the most sets I'm going to be probably running. But hey, it's draft. You never know what's going to happen. So anyways, it's going to be very interesting because this is a great glue for the rest of the mons to be built off of. Like, it is a strong first pick because it allows this rest of the team, and in a team where I don't get to pick all of my mons, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest build around it. But yeah, I'm really happy for this first pick, so thank you so much for Mario for picking it up for me, and I can't wait to use it. Okay, so I am 15th pick, and in a group of 16, that pick comes back to me pretty quickly, and then I have to wait a long bit. That's basically how this works. And I'm able to get Raging Bolt for myself. It's not Tera, so it's not going to be as strong as it is, but it's plenty strong enough for my purposes. I've never really used this mon before, and I'm super excited to see what it can do, because whenever I face it, I always play pretty poorly into it. Raging Bolt is going to be pretty interesting, because it covers Palafin's weaknesses really well. Palafin is weak to grass and electric. Guess what? Raging Bolt resists both of those. Even if I don't bring Palafin 1 week, Raging Bolt is still plenty strong on its own. It's got the best priority move for electric types in Thunderclap, so it's a sucker punch basically. And yeah, it's super strong for me, and I think I'm going to enjoy using it this season because it glues a lot of this team together already, even though I only have Palafin. And it's going to be a good building block because now if somebody else does want to pick Rain for me, like a Pelipper or maybe a Politoed, it could definitely work with those two. Raging Bolt does have Thunder, Palafin does have strong Water Stab. So I'm excited to see what the rest of this draft goes. Okay, so I've been talking about rain a lot, but maybe another weather would be better. But especially because my next pick, Cinderace, benefits a lot from sun. Cinderace gives us the ability to hit steals that Raging Bolt probably wouldn't like with Pyro Ball, and gives us pivot with U-turn. We do get Volturn with Bolt, and I might not even get hazards throughout this entire team building, so I might as well get Core Change, and support with Wisp is super strong for this team. I really did enjoy using Cinderace when I had it in one league, but I never really did well with it, so I'm excited to get some redemption for this mon. And yeah, hazards are not going to be a problem. I might even get hazards, so this guy will be super useful, and I'm glad to have him on the team. Okay, so now the next pick is by the commissioner of the Unaware Draft League, which I'm also in, and I will be uploading. But I probably won't be doing another one of these draft reveals. If it is, it's going to be quite short, because I'm already pressed for time, and I was really busy this week. Anyways, you don't want to hear that. Amaratsu picks Tera Iron Crown. I mean, it's a steel type, and I love my setup, so this is a great pick for me. Again, I've never had this before, but I'm excited as hell to use this. With both Volt Switch and a signature double hit steel move, Tachyon Cutter, this mon is both a special wall and an all-out attacker if I really need it to be. Also, it's got Calm Mind, it's got Iron Defense Agility, Stored Power, and it being a Psychic type, this is a quintessential setup mon, and hopefully you sweep the rest of the team with it and it breaks through everything. And speaking of breaking, it does have Psychic Noise, so it might block some Regenerator shenanigans. It can block a lot of stuff. It's got Volt Switch, it's got Pivot. I'm excited to use this. With Tera, the setup sets are just that much better, and even the normal, like, 4 attack sets, maybe Assault Vest for a defensive Tera as well. These are all possibilities that could come, and I'm super excited to use this thing. And I can't wait to show it off in battles on just how good this thing could be. Honestly, I love setup, so this is a perfect mod for me, and I thank Amaratsu for picking this. Next pick was by good friend and PokeSuper Oscur, or just Oscar, and he chooses a premier ground type, and it's Ursaluna. Honestly, I was looking at ground types and they're falling off the board pretty quickly, so thankfully, this guy gives it for me. He later told me that this was because he was looking at Hippowdon and Ursaluna, and thankfully he chose Ursaluna because I don't know what I would have done with Hippowdon. It only gets 2 abilities, and one of them chips all my guys down, and one of them only works in sand. Both of them don't seem like good prospects for me, and I'm not sure what I would have done.
Ursaluna, on the other hand, has 3 great abilities. It has Guts and Bulletproof, which is probably what I'm going to run. It has Quick Feet as well, but I'm not so sure that will be more useful than Guts or Bulletproof for that matter. Anyways, this is like the rest of my team, where this can fit a variety of roles, and it can be a threat if it gets overlooked. It has a lot of access to strong damaging moves, and even has Guts with Facade available. I'm not asking for a crazy LeBron James performance where Guts, Trailblaze, Swords Dance, all of that works in one battle, but I do hope I can make it do something in a battle, and it'll be just a good physical wall breaker. Anyways, that's enough for this Pokemon, but it does work well in Trick Room, so maybe if one of my friends want to pick me a good Trick Room mon, you know, that just helps this mon even more. My team isn't the fastest team in the world, so maybe something else could happen. And thankfully, my good friend Zachmander decides to pick my final Tera captain, which is Tera Diancie. Tera Diancie is so strong with the ability to run Power or Meteor Beam, or just plain forward attacks with maybe an Assault Vest. More importantly, I think the ability to set up Trick Room, which it does get, for my Ursaluna will be amazing, because it just adds another piece of synergy, it adds another piece of, you know, just something I could bring that my opponents might need to look at. Ursaluna will be amazing in Trick Room, and while they try to outspeed my Cinderace, or speed creep my Cinderace, I could trick them with Trick Room and make my Bolt outspeed everything in it. Palafin also works with Trick Room because it does have Pivot it can use to get out of Trick Room after Jet Punching something, and I'm confident in its ability to eat hits. Of course, it's not going to be the most defensive thing, so I'd rather not get it up, but hey, it's just something I can bring. Like, Diancie is also super strong on its own, and with Diamond Storm, Body Press becomes a real threat now. It just adds so much layers into my draft, and this is why I appreciate this mod, because with Tera, it does what already it does, but just better. With Tera, it could definitely run into more offensive setup with like Calm Mind, Iron Defense, and stuff like that, or just have a good defensive Tera too if I really need a check that week. I'm super happy with this mod. Honestly, it gives me Trick Room again, and yeah, it'll just help the rest of the team, and it can break stuff on its own, which I do really appreciate. It's not reliant on any sort of thing, and it can Tera, most importantly. So those Tera Draining Kisses, much more better. Okay, so the next pick was made by the coach of the Seattle Leafstorm, and when your name is Bulbastorm, who is the coach of the Seattle Leafstorm, maybe you can see where this is going. He chooses non-Tera Venusaur for my next Pokemon, and basically, it's just going to help me with my defensive needs, and it's going to be my grounded poison. It can also have access to status, has access to leeching, so there is a possibility where it comes out and puts in a lot of work. It gets Giga Drain and it gets Knockoff, so this is a really good utility Pokemon. Of course, if there is a world where I can get a Sunsetter, or even just something that learns Sunny Day, Cinderace, Raging Pulse become that much more threatening with my Venusaur and Sun, with Growth, with Weather Ball, so it does have a way to hit Steals. I'm not saying it's going to come every week, but it is another tool we can just use. It'll be interesting because if I don't bring it, people might think, you know, oh, this is just going to be the normal Giga Drain knockoff Leech Seed set. But all of a sudden, I have something that has Sunny Day that my opponent doesn't expect. All of a sudden, it's threatening, it's toxic, and good supporting moves. So it definitely has a place on the team. Next up was the coach of the Chicago Bulls, TwistedGames, and honestly, this guy, I had him way back in the Jeopardy episode, and ever since, we've kind of just kept in touch, and he's here again to pick one of my Pokemon. So originally, he picked Tornadus Incarnate, but that would also mean I wouldn't have enough points with the rest of the picks that the coach is going to do for my Tera Diancie. But in grace, he decided to be kind, and he did decide to drop the Tauren Incarnate, because obviously I can't go in and drop somebody else's Pokemon that they chose for me. That kind of ruined the entire video. But anyways, he does drop Tornadus Incarnate, and he gives me Sableye. Sableye is really just a support farm in this game. It gets all of the good status moves like Thunder Wave and Will-O-Wisp, and it even has dual screens. And with Prankster, those are going to be going up first. And with my remaining budget, and for 4 points, Sableye is probably one of the better Pokemon that were available to me at that point. And I'm not really sure what else you can really get that would give the same amount of value. It's just for spreading status and maybe switching into certain moves because it does have 2 good immunities. So maybe it can really do something after all. I like this Pokemon a lot. I used it way back in my first draft league I ever did a few years ago. And yeah, I'm super excited to use this. I can't lie. I like Sableye, and it's going to be good for me. So thank you, Twisted, for allowing me to use this Pokemon again. And I'm excited to see how it does. Okay, so the next pick was made by Zeltic, who isn't really a YouTuber, but he's certainly somebody I call a friend, and he gets Fraxure for me. Honestly, I'm not really sure what this Pokemon is going to do. It's interesting, because it's still deceptively strong, and with first impression, it could get something off for me. It's got Taunt, it's got Dragon Dance, it's got SD, it's got Skill Shot, that might surprise people. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a single kill with it, but honestly, that's my aim throughout the entire season. I have to get at least one sweep with this. If I don't, I'm sorry, Fraxure. I'm sorry, Zel. I've failed this mon. And it was originally Tera as well, but we moved that Tera to Diancie with the twisted situation. It has 117 attack, so it can definitely do something, and it will probably hurt. So thanks for that, Zel. It seems super fun to use, and I can definitely see it coming in games. At least, certainly more than a minimum. So we'll see how good this goes for me. It's cool. Okay, so my final Pokemon was chosen by SpoopyBirbBuddy, who is somebody I recently met through Zachmander, and she's pretty cool. She gave me Charjabug. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with Charjabug. You know, it's sort of like the Fraxure situation where we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here, but for team needs, it's going to do what it's going to do, and it's going to set up webs. I think it definitely has the ability to come in more than one battle for me this season, and it's going to be interesting because Charjabug has a good trigger matchup, so maybe with my own trigger with Diancie, it could definitely do something. And again, webs is super important. My team isn't the fastest thing in the world, and I have a good spin blocker already, so it definitely could come into battles if I need to. It's definitely going to come in more than once because webs are super good, honestly, with my team. And yeah, I'm just excited to use this mon. I've never used it before. I've seen other people use it to varying degrees of success. But these random 1.2 point sticky web setters are super good. We never know. We never know. I'm excited to use this, so thank you, Spoopy. Okay, so we're finally at the end of the draft. All of the coaches have picked, but there's a problem. We have one more Pokemon after we figured out the Venusaur situation with Diancie, Tera, and all of that. We have 1 point left over. So I'm looking through them, and I spot a gem. It is normal Vulpix. Okay, so it's not as cool as you might have been thinking, okay? The one-pointers kind of suck, and they're all not fully evolved Pokemon. They're all pretty mediocre, but this thing sets up Sun for me. Like I said before, Sun with Raging Bolt, with Cinderace, with Ursaluna, Venusaur, these are all good Sun threats. And with Vulpix, they kind of have to look at stuff and say, hey, what if this guy brings Sun? I'm being a bit earnest here. I don't know how many times this Vulpix is definitely going to come, but like, again, I don't need it to do that much, and if it gets up Sun, that's all you can really ask for a 1 point Vulpix. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 10, 11 Pokemon, and I gotta choose 2 of them. I'm super excited with this team, and once again, I want to thank all of the YouTubers who made this possible and you for still watching, and I'll catch you in another draft reveal or a draft video. You'll definitely get more soon. Week 1 comes out in about a week from now, and I'm excited to see how everybody plays out. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in another draft video, and I'll see you guys next time.